They honestly believed they could strike you and simply disappear into the shadows without a single consequence. But they failed to realize that the universe has already accounted for every single move they made against you. There is a cosmic ledger that currently has their names written in permanent ink under a category labeled, "Their time is up." This is the cold, hard reality they are desperately trying to outrun at this very moment, but there is nowhere left for them to hide. They decided to play a dirty game, thinking their boldness would be enough to finally crush your spirit and keep you down for good. However, they made one massive mistake. They forgot that the universe is built on a foundation of absolute balance and divine justice. The universe does not take it lightly when someone tries to interfere with a soul as protected as yours. And now the bill for their actions is coming due. When they chose to move against you, they essentially signed a spiritual contract that they didn't bother to read, and the fine print is what is currently destroying them. That contract explicitly states that for a chosen one, any weapon formed against them shall not only fail, but shall also result in the complete undoing of those who wielded it. You can think of it like someone who is obsessively shaking a bottle of soda, thinking that the pressure they are building up won't eventually cause a massive explosion in their own face. They weren't being clever, they were being incredibly reckless and short-sighted. They spent months or even years poking at your life, mocking your progress, and trying to break your will, all while assuming that the laws of cause and effect simply didn't apply to them. But pressure has a very specific rule that cannot be broken by anyone. Once that pressure reaches its absolute limit, it doesn't wait for a convenient time to release. It simply erupts with a force that cannot be contained by those who created it. Right now, that energetic blast is aimed directly at the people who thought they could play games with your destiny and your peace of mind. The most powerful fact in this entire situation is that the universe never loses track of a single detail, no matter how small or hidden it may seem. Many people believe they have successfully gotten away with their wrongdoings because they don't see an immediate reaction from the heavens. But the truth is much more calculated than that. The universe often chooses to wait and watch as people dig their own holes deeper and deeper, giving them enough rope to eventually hang their own plans. Your enemies have dug a hole so deep that they can no longer see the light at the top. They are no longer just approaching the consequences of their actions. They are currently standing right in the middle of the fallout they created. Behind the scenes, the universe has already rearranged the pieces of the puzzle, and the chain reaction of their downfall is already rolling downhill like a massive boulder. I want to take a moment to thank you, Chosen One, for being here and holding your space in this frequency. It is important to pay this message forward by hitting that like button and subscribing, so this wisdom can reach more souls who are currently navigating these same waters. We are all part of a larger mission to spread the light and keep this collective energy moving in the right direction. You aren't just an observer in this process. You are a vital part of a powerful force that is shifting the reality of this entire world. Now, let's get back into the deeper truth of what is actually happening to you in your journey. This isn't just some random bad luck that is hitting people who happen to be in your orbit. This is the direct harvest of the seeds they planted in your life. When they tried to sabotage your path, the universe took it as a personal insult to its divine design. When they tried to block your growth and keep you from evolving, the universe began stacking up mountains of evidence against them. Every time they tried to embarrass you or make you feel small, the universe was busy writing the final sentence of their story. Every single move they made was documented in the records of time. Every fake smile they gave you, every shady comment disguised as a joke, and every secret meeting they held behind your back was seen and recorded. They actually thought they were being incredibly clever and that you were completely clueless about their true intentions. Little did they know, the universe was watching them the entire time, essentially saying, "Go ahead, keep going. You are only making your own sentence more severe." Chosen One, every single suspicion you had was absolutely rooted in reality. That weird energy you felt, those sudden shifts in the atmosphere when they entered the room, and that tension that never seemed to make any sense. You weren't being dramatic. You were never imagining things or being paranoid. You were actually picking up on energetic signals months before their official downfall even began to manifest in the physical world. Your intuition was operating far ahead of the curve, sensing the collapse of their character before they even realized they were failing. This is exactly why they always seemed so nervous and twitchy whenever you were around them. Their spirits knew that something was coming for them, even if their physical minds tried to maintain a mask of bravery and confidence. They tried to ruin your reputation and twist your narrative so that people would look at you differently. They wanted to see you break because watching your strength made them feel incredibly small and insignificant in comparison. They became obsessed with your potential fall because they simply couldn't handle the light of your inevitable rise. But the universe has a strict policy. It does not reward those who operate out of envy and malice. When someone attempts to destroy a chosen one, all they truly succeed in doing is destroying the foundations of their own future path. It has always worked this way, and now they are finally being forced to see the truth of their errors. Picture yourself standing on a bridge after a massive storm that you didn't even cause. Everything around you is wet, messy, and seemingly broken. You see trees that have been uprooted and signs that have been bent out of shape by the wind. Yet, despite the chaos, you are still standing there. You are breathing, you are stable, and you are actually growing stronger from the experience. Meanwhile, the very people who summoned that storm are the ones who are now slipping and falling in the mud. They are crashing into the very chaos they worked so hard to create for you. They don't know how to navigate this mess because they were only built for attacking, not for surviving the weight of their own karma. They underestimated you in a way that is actually starting to look quite embarrassing for them. They thought you were slow to react. They thought you were blind to their games, and they mistakenly believed that your kind heart was a sign of fundamental weakness. They had no idea that your heart was actually your most powerful shield. They didn't realize that your silence wasn't a lack of knowledge, but a calculated strategy. They didn't understand that your patience was a form of supreme power that they could never hope to possess. Most importantly, they didn't know that the universe will always back anyone who moves with truth, respect, and authentic strength. They truly chose the wrong person to target, and they messed with someone who has the favor of the divine on their side. This is precisely why everything is collapsing on them at such an alarming rate right now. They are losing things left and right, and they can't seem to stop the bleeding. People are suddenly pulling away from them, their well-laid plans are failing for no apparent reason, and their financial stability is evaporating. Doors that used to swing wide open for them are now mysteriously stuck shut, and no amount of force can pry them back open. They are scrambling for a solution, but they can't fix it because they are looking in the wrong place. The problem isn't external. The problem was their decision to come for you in the first place. You were the line in the sand that they were never supposed to cross, and they crossed it with a level of arrogance they hadn't earned. Now they are being forced to pay a price tag that they simply cannot afford. Chosen one, let this serve as your ultimate confirmation. The universe did not let them slide. It did not overlook a single tear you cried, and it certainly didn't ignore the pain they put you through. It didn't miss the moments where you stayed silent instead of retaliating, and it didn't miss your loyalty even when it wasn't deserved. It saw every bit of it, and now it is returning everything to a state of perfect balance. Their downfall isn't a random accident. It is something they earned through their own labor. Their fear isn't just a mood. It is the natural result of their choices. You survived what was meant to be your end, but they will not survive the storm they built for themselves. This is truly only the beginning of a much larger shift. I want to tell you again, thank you for being a part of this community. You are part of a very rare group of people who actually understand the spiritual mechanics happening behind the scenes of this physical reality. The universe keeps bringing you back to these messages for a very specific reason. Take a deep breath, lock in your focus, and prepare yourself to go even deeper into this truth. What I am about to tell you next might hit harder than anything you've heard so far. This situation with your enemies is not a small matter, and once you hear the next part, you'll understand exactly why they were marked for completion. If you're ready, drop a 777 in the comments to show you're awake. Number 1, they didn't just target you. They inadvertently picked a fight with your entire bloodline. They thought they were just hurting one individual, but the universe logged their actions as an attack on a massive, ancient legacy. We need to be very clear about this. The people who came for you didn't just cross a minor line. They stomped all over a boundary they had no spiritual business touching. The universe views you as the culmination of generations of ancestors who fought, survived, and refused to quit. When someone strikes at you, the universe doesn't see drama. It sees a hit job against an entire lineage of people who worked too hard for you to be taken down by a jealous peer. They disrespected the entire ancestral path that made your existence possible. Imagine someone throwing a rock at a single tree in the middle of a massive forest, thinking it's just a harmless prank. But that tree is connected to a vast network of roots deep underground that links every other tree in that forest together. The moment that rock hits, the entire ecosystem feels the vibration and reacts accordingly. That is exactly what happened when they tried to break your spirit. They had absolutely no idea that the roots behind you were stronger, older, and far more powerful than their petty intentions. They thought they were messing with a single leaf, but they were actually triggering a response from a whole forest that was ready to snap back with incredible force. The universe defends balance, and their overreach triggered a correction that is now heading straight for their front door. At this point, you might be asking yourself if they really hated you that much, or if it was truly that deep. The painful answer is yes, it was. Many of the people who tried to damage you played the role of a friend, smiling in your face while they were busy sharpening knives behind their backs. They pretended to be your biggest supporters while they were secretly pouring their energy into your downfall. You aren't wrong for feeling confused about their behavior, and you aren't wrong for sensing that something was off. The energy was off because their hearts were full of rot. They wanted to see you isolated, doubting your own sanity and struggling while they watched from the sidelines. Some of them didn't just want you to fail, they wanted you to disappear entirely. This isn't paranoia. It is the truth that most people are too afraid to admit out loud. When someone carries envy for too long, it eventually mutates into a dark obsession. When that obsession becomes too heavy, they start doing things that cross lines that can never be uncrossed. They used your kindness as a tool to manipulate you and your silence as an invitation to strike. They counted on you being too caring and too loyal to ever see the attack that was forming right in front of your eyes. They thought you were naive and soft, but they were wrong. The universe has revealed that you were never alone in that struggle. Your path was mapped out long ago, and every test you faced was actually training to turn you into someone they could never break. You were being shaped into a force of nature, and your enemies simply didn't understand the process. They thought your struggles were proof that they were winning, but they didn't realize the universe puts chosen ones through intense pressure to reveal the diamond inside. You were built to handle storms that would have swallowed them whole in a matter of seconds. Deep down, that is why they feared you so much. They saw a strength in you that you hadn't even fully recognized in yourself yet. Your existence alone was enough to trigger their deepest insecurities. Your growth annoyed them because it reminded them of their own stagnation. Your resilience confused them because they would have quit a long time ago if they were in your shoes. People with weak characters will always feel personally attacked by people with strong, vibrant energy. Instead of doing the hard work to fix themselves, they try to break the person who makes them feel inadequate just by existing. You walking into a room made them feel insecure about their own status. You healing your trauma made them feel uncomfortable with their own wounds. You staying calm in the face of chaos made them absolutely furious because they couldn't control your reactions. They didn't understand how you kept rising after every hit they delivered, and when people don't understand something, they move to destroy it. But the universe has a law. Whatever you send out must return. They sent harm, and now it's coming back like a boomerang. Number 2, they targeted you from the very beginning because your light exposed their darkest sides. They didn't hate you for your personality, they hated you for what you revealed about their own souls. Let's be real, the weird things you went through as a child were never just random occurrences. The cold stares from adults, the passive, aggressive comments, and the people who were supposed to protect you but treated you like a threat. All of that was part of a pattern. Have you ever wondered why you felt like an outsider in rooms where you should have felt safe? Your presence acted like a flashlight in a dusty attic. You didn't even have to say anything. Your light simply revealed the dust and the cobwebs that other people were trying to hide. You were like a mirror that they never asked for. You made people see themselves with painful clarity, and they absolutely hated what they saw. So instead of cleaning themselves up, they tried to break the mirror. They wanted to dim your light because it made their shadows too obvious. Your childhood wasn't shaped by random cruelty. It was shaped by people who sensed your power before you even had the words to describe it. They saw your potential while you were still a child and treated you like a threat that needed to be managed, silenced, or broken. They held you to impossible standards and punished you for things that other children were allowed to do without a second thought. That wasn't just bad parenting, it was a targeted campaign. They wanted to crush your self-confidence before you could realize how dangerous your self-belief would eventually become. Some of them even went beyond emotional attacks and took physical steps to sabotage you, tampering with your things or feeding your mind with toxic words meant to stick like glue. None of this was your imagination. It was organized chaos designed to keep you from becoming the force you are today. They saw a future leader in you and tried to start the demolition early. They planted seeds of doubt and whispered negativity because they knew your energy was powerful even when you were asleep. They feared the adult you would become, so they did everything in their power to crush the child you were. But here is the beautiful twist. None of their work actually worked. All their traps failed, and every seed of doubt they planted ended up backfiring on them. You grew stronger because of the soil they tried to bury you in. You outlived their sabotage and outsmarted their tricks without even knowing the full scope of what they were doing. It's like a video game where the enemies keep turning up the difficulty. But with every level, you just unlock a more powerful ability. Your survival was their worst case scenario. You didn't have protectors back then, so you had to become your own protector. You built your strength the hard way, and that is exactly why the universe is standing behind you so firmly right now. Number 3, every single hit they threw at you has now been converted into a weapon that is being used against them. They didn't fail because they lacked resources. They failed because the universe refused to let filthy hands touch a protected destiny. Your enemies are currently pacing in rooms you will never see, asking for advice from anyone who will listen, trying to figure out how you are still standing. They are replaying every move like detectives trying to solve a cold case, but the answer is beyond their comprehension. You are still here because the universe simply did not allow their weapons to reach their target. Every curse they whispered twisted in midair and headed back to the source. Number 4, the payback is landing on them with the accuracy of a laser. The consequences they are facing right now aren't just bad luck. They are precise, calculated returns on their investments. Everything they push toward you is now tearing through their own lives. They wished for your chaos, and now their own health is failing. They wished for your isolation, and now their own relationships are snapping like dry twigs. They wished for your financial ruin, and now their own money is evaporating. You can't medicate karma, and you can't put a bandage on a spiritual wound. They aren't just experiencing a rough patch, they are serving a sentence that they wrote for themselves. Number 5, they tried to shut down your rise, but they only succeeded in activating your power. They weren't afraid of who you were in the past. They were terrified of the version of you that was about to wake up. For years you were dormant, but you were never weak. The moment your potential started to stir, they panicked because they knew your rise meant their inevitable fall. They tried to smother your evolution with heartbreaks, betrayals, and distractions, but you woke up anyway. Their attack wasn't your failure. It was the ultimate confirmation that your presence threatens their entire reality. The universe didn't just let you survive the fire. It used the fire to forge you into something unbreakable. Number 6, Everything they attempted to steal from you is coming back with a level of interest they cannot afford to pay. When the universe restores what was blocked, it doesn't do it quietly. It drops a jackpot into your life that serves as a public testimony of your protection. The shift you are feeling right now is the universe flipping the script in your favor. Your money, your confidence, and your opportunities are rushing back to you in an upgraded form. The dam they built with gossip and lies has finally burst, and the resulting flood is washing away everything they built while delivering your blessings. Your comeback isn't just a personal win, it is a divine restoration. Number 7, the moment you finally found out who sold you out was the moment you truly woke up. The truth didn't break you, it simply shattered the illusions that were protecting the people who betrayed you. You finally saw the snakes for what they were, and that clarity was the final piece of the puzzle. Now you are stepping into a version of yourself that is completely untouchable. You have outlived the attack, outgrown the environment, and outshined the darkness. Your journey is now your own, and the universe is handling the rest. Stay focused on your evolution, chosen one, because the storm they created is now their own to live in, while you walk in the light. Would you like me to dive deeper into how you can protect your energy as these final pieces of karma fall into place?